Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first game of the UMH-68 U14 Invitational here at the Martensville Recreation Center in Martensville, Saskatchewan. This is the first event of the UMH-68 series to be held in Saskatchewan, and we're excited to have two games on the docket this morning. First one's going to feature Team Red and Team Gray. These teams are a combined group of players from the elite leagues in Saskatchewan and Alberta. And we're going to introduce your rosters here right away to get started. And introducing the roster for Team Gray this morning. On defense, we've got Carter Schmier, Eli Mantika, Kieran McGee, Colton Brio, and Blake Olesko and Zach Markowski. And the forwards for Team Gray: Jun Lee, Kane Hadfield, Ryan Guest, RJ Livingston, Carter McLean, Kaysen Featherstone, Beckett Fordham, Jacoby Cardinal, and Thomas McFarlane. And the goaltenders: Micah Polinsky and Noah Eben. Team Gray is coached by Jason Gordon, the head coach of the Yorkton Kinsmen AAA Parkland Maulers, and the team ambassador from the Prince Albert Raiders is Tyrone Sobry. And now the roster for Team Red. On defense, we have Brooks Mahulitz, Levi Barber, Jonah Gruder, Samuel Switzer, Xavier Turin, Drennan Blair, and up front, Boston Unser, Quinn Partington, Team Red are Gunnar Yachishin and Brian Thiel. Coaching the team this weekend, Team Prairie Hockey Academy, and their ambassador is Shane Smith of the Lethbridge Hurricanes. The format for this tournament, we're going to have four teams. Teams Gray, Blue, Red, and Black, all coached by local and provincial hockey personnel. And we're going to play a four-team round robin today and tomorrow morning, and then we will get the semifinals based off the round robin results, and then Sunday's games will feature the bronze medal matchup in the morning, followed by the gold medal game. These kids, as mentioned, come from across Saskatchewan primarily, but we do have about a dozen or so players also from the Alberta Elite Leagues, and we're really excited to see these guys mix it up. Excuse me. The event started yesterday with some registrations, and the kids did some testing of some of the early sessions. UMH-68 isn't just a hockey tournament. It's basically a Hockey 101 opportunity for players to get their first taste of what it looks like to be in a big Now, the event is hosted here in Martensville, but it's not possible without our national and provincial sponsors. And UMH is proud to have their platinum sponsor, BioSteel, acting as the main sponsor for their national. Just a quick shout out to BioSteel. They brought all of their hydration variety packs, and we'll be providing all of the hydration needs for the players at today's event. We're also proud to invite and to welcome the platinum sponsor, Iron Ghost Construction. As a dedicated platinum sponsor of UMH-68, Iron Ghost has provided player scholarships at all four of these events. This is to help families make ends meet so that financial obligations are not a limiting factor to involve these young men in this particular event. As a gold sponsor, Elite Prospects is the gateway to hockey. Working online since 1999, EliteProspects.com is the #1 statistical hockey resource, serving over 1 million unique visitors weekly. Along with our national sponsors, we have Up My Hockey, which is the primary organizer of the event. And Up My Hockey is proud to provide scholarships to players attending UM68 as well, because talent deserves an opportunity. And we are getting set for the start of this first period of game 1 of 10 featured here at the Martensville Recreation Center. This facility, beautiful brand new facility, opened in March of this year, showcasing and completely driven by community input and fundraising, and we'll hopefully have an opportunity to talk a little bit more about that this weekend. But this is sort of the main, biggest premier event that the facility has hosted, and we're really excited to be here on a Friday morning. And we're awaiting puck drop to get things kicked off. And we have got the puck drop, and immediately Red making its way into the offensive zone, and puck now in behind the net, picked up by Gray. And that puck cycled around, and now Gray making its way out, and it goes long, and that'll bring up the first icing of the day. Once again, Team Gray taking on Team Red. Jason Gordon coaching the Gray squad. Red now with the first offensive zone face-off, and it looks like we've got a line of Oakland Rogers. Taking the face-off is going to be Grant Hudson. Hudson playing in the Saskatoon AA League, and Gray winning the face-off. Puck now battle in the corner, and that's Grant bringing it up, and it's now intercepted by Gray, and Gray will pull this puck and bring it out. And that looks like Blake Olesko bringing that puck out. And now Red, both teams feeling each other out, looking for the first shot of the game. And now that puck comes out, and we'll see. And they've waved off the icing, and wheeling around his own net is Jonah Gruder. And Gruder reverses the puck, picked up on the half board. And that puck now with the forecheck of Gray. Red experiencing a little bit of trouble getting itself righted here, and we'll see if they can get it out. And puck stopped at the point. Gray putting on a little bit of pressure now. And we'll see if Red can pop that puck loose, bringing it up the board. And it's Grant again. And both teams making a change. And now wheeling the puck up the ice for Red is Drennan Blair. And he fires that puck in, and he's caught in on that. Puck now being cycled back out, picked up by Gray. And Gray, once again, making the neutral zone and making a strong push. Jacoby Cardinal on that puck, and he is separated from it. And puck is now out, and it's Carson Lamotte, and that is going to go for icing. Lamotte not quite able to get down there to ward off that touch icing. Once again, we're really proud to have Bames Physiotherapy providing player safety to Bames. Player safety is top priority of UMH-68, and we're proud to partner with Bames Physiotherapy in Martensville, help make things better. And that face-off won by Red, looking to center that pass out, and now we've got a break. Cohen Kershane making the zone. First set up line, and that shot blocked by Brooks, or looks like Carter Schmier with the block. And we had our first shot of the game, and that's steered away. We'll get a good look at who's starting in goal. We're going to have an equal team. Looks like Micah Polinsky, the goaltender out of the Saskatoon Kodiaks, making the first save of the weekend. And that was close, but they're going to let it go. And we had that shot careened off, and their first chance for Team Red. And not quite able to handle that puck, Cohen Kershane. And the game stays scoreless now. Nolan Hubick putting pressure in the corner. And Team Red now starting to show, and Team Red keeping that puck pinned in, and Kershane rimming it around, and that puck kept in by Nolan Hubick. And now coming out down the left side, Team Gray looking to see if they can find some space for a centering pass. And right early on, both teams asserting their physical presence here in period one. And there's the first shot, Jun Lee off the end of the stick of Team Red. And Team Red's goaltender, Brian Thiel, up to the challenge to start. And they've got our first goal of the game. Beautiful feed. Drennan Blair, that was Zach Markowski with the feed, and a goal scored by Jun Lee. We've heard good things about Lee coming into the tournament. He lit things up in the Regina League, the AAA of the Saskatchewan Hockey League, and Team Gray on the board here at the 15:44 mark. And we'll get that official scoring summary a little bit later on here, but just a great initial push into the zone. And Markowski seeing Lee right in front. Lee made no hesitation there to bury that one time. And Gray up on the board now. Gray looking behind their own net, looking to get that pass out, and it's picked up by Red. And now Gray comes out again, number 17, Carson Thomas McFarlane. He comes in and puts another shot on net. And after giving up that first one, Brian Thiel with the solid stop there. And that puck deflected wide, and Red looking to move it out. And Red's able to get that puck out, and it looks like Gray's coming off for a change, and we're going to get at least one of the defenders comes out. Get a little bit of a break for Red. And we've got a two-referee system going on here without the linesmen, so if you're really spotting those linesmen and the offsides, we're going to be pretty open. They're going to let them play, giving them the opportunity to showcase their skills here. Team Gray now looking to pull that puck out, and in the red helmet, that feed coming from RJ Livingston isn't quite able to get it on top. Jacoby Cardinal unable to get the touch, and we've got an icing call, so Gray has to stay out. Red getting a little bit of fresh legs here, and we're going to see who takes the face off here. Just a little over 5 minutes in, Team Gray already up with the lead. Jacoby Cardinal taking the draw, and it's the pair of 16s. Cardinal taking on Kershane, and we're going to give that one to Cardinal. Red retains possession inside the zone. And Jacoby Cardinal, and 7 now from the point there. That is Drennan Blair with that shot, and a blocker save made by Gray, and Red now starting to put a little bit of pressure on here to see if we've got a pushback after that initial goal by Gray. And that puck cleared, and bringing it out, Drennan Blair, and he fires that out and over the glass, and that brings a stoppage in play. A big shout out to Focus Goaltending, leaders in elite goalie development, proud supporters of UMH-68 Saskatchewan. And once again, we want to thank our title sponsor, BioSteel. Quick shout out to BioSteel. They just dropped a hydration variety pack at Costco Canada. 24 bottles, 3 unreal flavors, 0 sugar. BioSteel, fueling the hydration needs of the UMH-68. And a shot from outside the zone. Getting the puck on there was Ryan Guest, Team Gray, and that puck around, and it's kept in at the point by Gray. And now we're going to get, hopefully, a clear by Red. Red looking, reversing. That puck doesn't quite make the line. Gray keeping it in. And it finds itself back on the stick of Nolan Hubick. And Hubick now wisely turning around, tries to go the opposite way with the reverse, and Gray just providing some tough pressure here. Red initially trying to get that puck out, and now we've got the puck coming up the boards, and the puck stopped by Carter Schmier, the backstop for Gray, and he'll have none of it. He won't allow Red to make the zone. Full-scale changes here for both sides, and let's see if Red is able to get it out. Coming out of the zone now, Xavier Turin. Turin, one of our Alberta players, hailing from Thorhild, Alberta. And his long ice, cross ice pass now, we'll see, and the referee is going to wave that one off, providing some pressure down there, Quinn Partington. And once again, Gray rallying in the neutral zone. McFarland with the puck. He wheels looking for somebody to pass it off to, and Red able to clear the zone, but not much further. And now wheeling back in, more pressure by McFarland. That puck blocked, but Gray retains the puck. And now coming out, Team Red, Jonah Gruder, and his pass intercepted. Puck stays in. Gruder now getting it up to Partington, Quinn Partington. He has nobody to pass that, centering it up, and Gray rallies, bringing it back up the ice now. And bringing it in deep, looking, that puck off the face mask. Play continuing. And Team Red, goaltender Brian Thiel doing well to keep his team in it. And we've got a break now, 17. And puck covered up by Team Gray. Gunnar Yachishin gets the stop and, more importantly, gets the change. Iron Ghost Construction, where quality and safety lead every build since 2014. Iron Ghost has delivered quality, safe construction from structure to mechanics, start to finish. We thank Iron Ghost Construction, one of the national sponsors here for this event. Tape-to-tape pass on the blue line and Red, and that puck cleared, going back to pick it up for Team Red, Brooks Mahulitz, and he fires it around off the half board. Puck comes out almost into the hands of RJ Livingston. That would have been a dangerous spot, but Red able to recover, and the puck now dumped into the zone. Red with the forecheck, putting some pressure on, and that puck cleared by the forward, Oakland Rogers, RJ Livingston. And Livingston now with the puck in front, and that puck into the, but 5 defenders for Red, able to provide a little bit of support there and gets that puck out. And here we come again, Livingston brings it up, but a really good defense play by Drennan Blair, and Blair able to get that puck in, and Red able to get the much needed line change. And now we've got a break for Red, and we're gonna get a shot. Nice pad save by Yachishin, and he keeps that. And Red using some of their speed coming into the offensive zone, looking to get the forecheck, but what we're seeing here is Gray's getting very good, the defense having a very good decision-making process. They're able to get that puck early on out and keep that pressure on. Most of the offensive pressure being provided by Gray at the moment. We got Guest with the chance, and he just fires it wide, and the goaltender might have gotten a piece of that one. But Guest with the next chance for Team Gray. Ryan Guest out of the Northeast Wolfpack, the Tisdale product. But Red with a really quick counter punch, able to pull down, and once again, Yachishin having to make the save. Low center of gravity on that kid, but he's been done well to bring the face off. Elite Prospects is the gateway to hockey, online since 1999. EliteProspects.com is the #1 statistical hockey resource, serving over 1 million unique visitors weekly. Gray winning that defensive face-off. Once again, they've chipped it down. A little over halfway done in the first period here. Gray providing pressure. Red, after that initial goal, have managed to rally. Great defensive play and presence there by the Red defenders. This pairing of Jonah Gruder and Sam Switzer finding their stride as a partner pairing. Remember that these kids, this is the first 10 minutes that many of them have played, probably all of them have played together, so that team chemistry piece, we're looking to see that develop as the tournament continues. They're only having one on-ice practice and a couple of sessions. A lot of these guys have played against each other. They haven't played with each other. Great play in the corner by Samuel Switzer. And another stop by the Red goaltender. Red under siege here, but Brian Thiel That first one wasn't really on him. That was just a great placed shot, but Theo's been solid, and he's got a big frame, standing 5'11", 140 pounds, playing out of the Junior Gold Kings from Leduc, Alberta. And he pokes that one free. Very, very active as goaltender so far, keeping his team in. And Red with the change now, and they're able to get a little bit of pressure, but once again knocked off by the larger Team Grey defense. And we'll see if Grey is able to pull themselves out. And that puck, Brooks Mahalitz, the defender, pinching in. Great decision on his part. Puts the puck on the stick in the corner. Red now trying to pull it out. And once again, Grey, right off the get-go, look like they on the defensive side have their chemistry and their A game going on. Red starting to develop that too. Very tight checking affair at the moment. Just one goal in this first period. Jun Lee early in the contest with that shot. That centering pass, not quite able to find the stick. Streaking in there, Reed Kahovic, and he was able to fish that puck out. Puck kept in on Red, and Red now putting a little bit of pressure. And Carson Lamott with his pressure now. And that shot just blocked. Lamott providing a little bit of pressure, and that line of Kershane and Lamott now starting to exert their physical influence in the game. They're both big boys, and they look like they are complemented by Oakland Rogers, and we're going to have to keep an eye on that line pairing. Good offensive pressure, really for the first time for Red. They're able to start to find their feet and kind of take the issue and take the play to Team Grey. And now coming out of the zone, Lamott again with the touch pass at center ice. And Drennan Blair with the good outlet pass, and not quite on the stick of Tucker Strain. He can't pull it in, and Grey with possession now in the Grey zone. But we've got to get a shot here. Another save by Yachishin. Red able to counterpunch a few times here. Boston Unser with a dangerous opportunity there. Follow the Up My Hockey podcast with Jason Padola, the podcast for players chasing their full potential. From mindset to performance, this is your go-to source for unlocking the next level in your game. Play resuming here, and with some speed coming out of the zone, Team Grey's Kane Hadfield. Hadfield firing it on net, and that's quickly gobbled up by Thiel. Once again, Brian Thiel providing that much needed stoppage in play. Red's able to gather themselves for the defensive zone faceoff, and taking that draw, Nolan Hubick and Jacoby Cardinal, and Hubick wins it. Puck now cleared, having a little trouble with his Red, and once again, Markowski from Grey keeping that puck in. Both teams actually now starting to find some success once the forecheck is put into play, and breaking that puck up out of the ice probably makes sense since the timing between defense and forwards so critical. RD on both sides trying to figure out where that outlet's going to go. We got a slap shot, just comes wide. Grey able to continue to keep pressure on, and that puck blocked that centering pass. Xavier Turin able to prevent that dangerous pass from going in. And once again, another slot shot, and that rebound unable to be picked. And once again, Grey with the goal. And we're gonna get the number there. That initial shot by Thiel stopped, but Johnny on the spot for Team Grey, Jacoby Cardinal, and he is able to score, and that puts us up now 2-0, Team Grey over Red. I know the clock said 2-1 at the moment, but it is 2-0. Thiel with that initial stop, and he couldn't quite corral the rebound, and Cardinal in on the goal. Jacoby Cardinal, the Edmonton Canadians Hockey Club in the Alberta Elite Hockey League product, and he finds pay dirt. And once again, Grey going right back to work. They're able to get some good pressure there, and it's making it difficult for Red to get that puck out. And that was the sustained, that goal coming on that sustained pressure, just putting pucks on net. Thiel can stop a certain amount, but with that rebound there and Grey swarming, that resulted in that second goal. Now Red looking to counterpunch here again, looking for anything to happen. They've had a couple of opportunities, but Gray seems to be pretty solid early on in this tournament. And now breaking it up the ice, we've got Kason Featherstone. Featherstone to lead the goal scorer that started this game off this line. And good pressure in the neutral zone again by Gray. Gray with that defend first mentality, and then as soon as they get that puck inside the red zone, they have been very effective at keeping that pressure on. Now puck's been placed outside. Carter Schmier looking for somebody up ice to pass it to, and some moving back and forth. And Partington now, Quinn Partington, able to make the zone, gets that centering pass, not quite able to get it on the stick of any of the guys in the red. And now Red with a little bit of pressure finds a guy on the post, and that centering pass out to Brooks Mahalitz, and Mahalitz's shot is deflected wide. Trach Power Skating, speed, precision, and edge control. Trach Power Skating is where serious players sharpen their skill. Proud sponsors of UMH-68 Saskatchewan. Trach Power Skating helps athletes build the foundations they need to compete at the highest level. And once again, 16 and 16, that's a familiar face-off. Cardinal taking on Kershane, and that time it looked like Cardinal winning the draw, and that pass just coming out, Cardinal looking like he was going to go in there and get a really aggressive look at the net, but he was a step, that puck just getting outside the blue line, and we'll see another face-off between Cardinal and Kershane. Team Gray with the 2-0 lead early on in this first game, and Cardinal once again winning the draw. That puck cycling back to the defense, and here goes the Gray forecheck. This time that puck cleared, but with that pressure and that puck slowing up just here on this late period ice, slowed that puck up and icing waved off. And once again, here comes Cardinal with the break. Big save by Thiel. That's a huge stop when his team needed one. You get the sense that early on in this game, that next goal is going to be huge. Thiel doing his job well, keeping his team in it. He's able to stop Cardinal. Goaltender now without a stick. Yachishin, that stick now behind the net, and we'll see if Red is able to capitalize on this. Team Gray ringing that puck around and now picking it up on the half board. That centering pass coming from McFarlane. Thomas McFarlane, that's picked off in red, but once again, Gray able to recover it, regroup in the neutral zone, but not much coming of it. And Lamotte, who's been a standout already, just a steadying force. Carson Lamotte able to get that puck out past the blue line, give a little breathing room for Red. But right back to it again, Team Gray, and this one with the line change. Team Gray's RJ Livingston operating on his own, and we get the puck on net and a stop and play. Once again, Thiel steadying things down for Team Red. The score stands at 2-0 with 2:54 to go in the game. Ritchie Brothers, we're proud to have Ritchie Brothers as the official sponsor of the 3 stars of today's game of the UMH-68 Saskatchewan, recognizing the top performers, celebrating excellence on the ice. Ritchie Brothers. Off the face-off, Gray retaining possession in the red zone. That centering pass picked up by Red, but quickly spotting the opportunity and keeping that at the lines. Gray team's number 7, Zach Murkowski. He has an assist on the first goal of the game. And now that puck coming out, and once again picked up by Zach Murkowski, and he gets that onto the stick, and in comes the Gray. Jun Lee, the goal scorer that started this game off. Lee hanging on to that puck, looking for somebody, generating a little bit of open ice there by that quick turn, and that puck in front brought right out by Team Gray's number 12, RJ Livingston, and Thiel steers that clear. And now we've got a little mini break by Red, and let's see if he can go one-on-one, and he's able to get by using that Red speed. Big play by Gunnar Yachishin, laying right out. Active goaltending there, may not count as a shot, but Yachishin definitely taking the heat off of himself and the team. And once again, Gray's in there, shot by Livingston, it looked like, and that's blocked. And pardon me, that shot coming in, yeah, by Livingston, RJ Livingston, and Gray able to quickly regroup. Early on this tournament, Gray, with some great team chemistry, are able to find each other quite quickly. And beautiful pass out, and the finish. Gray on the board again. Gorgeous pass by Jacoby Cardinal, and Kason Featherstone left with 2 whacks at it, and Featherstone able to put it in. But what a pass by Jacoby Cardinal, making the zone, taking a look across, and he feathers it right to the stick in the slot. Tough save for anybody to make. And the score now, with 1:22 to go, Gray in control of this game. 15 shots on net already in the period. Now let's see if the bigger players for Red, and Drennan Blair has been probably the standout player, he and Lamont, for Red early on. Blair able to make something happen, and he's just wide with that shot, and Gray now coming on the offensive again. Puck finds itself on the stick of Kason Featherstone, and Red able to stop that centering pass, trying to get it up off the boards, and Gray, that puck stopped on the line by Eli Mantica, and here comes Blair again, Drennan Blair, and we got an opportunity for Team Red. Huge save by Gunnar Yachishin.
Goal scored by number 14, Kason Featherstone.
Pardon me, that save by Micah Pulowski. Pulowski providing that backstopping there, and coming in on that was Quinn Partington, and Pulowski for Team Gray. I've been naming him the wrong name throughout the period. We'll get that right now as he gets more active. Coming out of the zone with time ticking off, 10 seconds to go. Gray still looking for more, and Lee finds that shot up on the post, that up on the point, and that's blocked. Another block. And Team Gray with a really strong first period here, the push, and they lead the game by a score of 3-0. Stay tuned, we're gonna have a period summary scoring opportunities, but before that, Boston Pizza, great food, good times, and proud supporters of youth hockey. When it's time to celebrate a big win or just enjoy a great meal with the team, Boston Pizza is the place to be. Proudly Canadian, Boston Pizza is known for its family-friendly vibe, delicious menu, and a commitment to the community. And we want to draw attention again to Witherspoon Realty. Looking to buy or sell a home? We've got you covered. Since 2009, our award-winning team has been recognized helping clients navigate every step of their real estate journey with confidence. Your period 1 scoring summary. Team Gray leading this contest by a score of 3 goals to no score. Red looking to still get themselves on the thing. And now, of course, early in the game, Jun Lee, who coming into the tournament, a lot of people saying some player to putting themselves into a great spot. Just the summary here, shots on goal, 11 for Team Red, and it looked to be about 15 or 16 there. I've got to pick that up. And the goal scoring summary, Jun Lee opening up scoring at the 16:04 mark of the first period, 3 minutes into the game. He was assisted by Zach Markowski, and then at the 15:02 mark, Jacoby Cardinal with the second tally, and Zach Markowski with his second assist of the game. Third assist going to RJ Livingston. And then late in the period at the 18:38 mark, Kason Featherstone finding the back of the net with a beautiful pass from Jacoby Cardinal, and Colton Brio providing that second assist. From the goaltending end of things, Brian Thiel relatively strong. He's been under siege, coming up with a couple of big stops there. Most of those goals coming off of either beautiful plays, anything that he's seen in front of him done really well. And then Micah Paulinski, he's able to turn away all 11 shots so far that Red's been able to muster. And that's your first period summary, brought to you here at the Martensville Recreation Center. Are you going to run that interview, or do you want to go? Live here at the Martensville Recreation Center for the first ever UMH-68 U14 Challenge, and we're joined today by the Prairie's Regional Director, Hugh Hamilton. Hugh is a community member here in Martensville and former professional hockey player himself. Hugh, tell us a little bit about how you brought this event to Martensville.
Well, I spoke to the boys a little bit yesterday about connections, and connections are so important in any facet of life, but I've really found as I'm getting older that the connections that you make in your past really make things happen in the future. And so Jason and I were teammates over 30 years ago, and when he called me about a year ago asking, would you like to help with a hockey tournament? I said, absolutely, because that's what you do for your friends, and here we are. I can't believe how much work this has been and how amazing the experience has been, not just for the kids, but for myself.
Now, we've had the first day, which involved the testing and some of the earliest sessions with families and with players. We're now into the game part, sort of like the payoff, and it's a really quick turnaround. What are your expectations for the rest of the weekend? What do you hope the kids bring from this event, and maybe even their families?
Well, going back to that, it's the connections part. For a lot of these kids, this is the first time where it's this type of an event, so it's probably not going to be their last. So having the experience of going into a dressing room, not knowing the coach, not knowing your teammates, knowing the schedule, but still it's a little bit new. It might be a new rink that you haven't been playing at. So, being able to have the experience of having all of those different things happen will benefit them in the future when it goes live, when it's for real.
Now, you mentioned Jason as the national director of the program. You've brought in a couple of local coaches with a lot of experience, and the ambassadors. Can you tell me a little bit about the coaches that you brought to the event?
Well, I was telling the boys last night at the banquet that you try and surround yourself with the people that you know will bring you up. And so the people that I reached out to initially were the people that I know. And so Courage Bear has been a friend for years, and he's just an amazing human being that is a local coach and the leader of the Indigenous Sports Academy in Saskatchewan. So that was a no-brainer. Ryan Keller, ex-coach of the Saskatoon Blades and an ex-pro hockey player who is another just a quality human that cares about kids and cares about kids getting better. So the third guy, Jason Gordon, has been a friend for years. We actually went through our master's program. We had classes together, so he's an educator out in Yorkton, and Jason is the head coach out in Yorkton. So another just a great person that wants kids and believes in really great things. And then finally, just Connor Middleton from the Prairie Hockey Academy. He came on board a little bit later, but the more I get to know Connor, you can tell that he wants to coach, and he's interested in getting better. So really proud to have those four men here.
And what's the role of the ambassadors, the four WHL guys you brought in?
So the ambassadors, Jason talks a lot about giving back to the game, and those young men that are currently playing in the Western Hockey League have the ability to be with the young players and talk to them about their behavior and maybe even some things on the bench that they're noticing. So it's almost like a mentor, but it's also an opportunity for the ambassadors to be themselves in front of the guys and maybe even come out of their comfort zone, making sure that they're talking and that they're talking to all the kids on the team. So this event is featuring 2012 born players. I want you to put yourself back into that 12-year-old Hugh. What, if 12-year-old Hugh was playing here, what do you think would be the most exciting part about the event from his perspective? Yeah, well, that's a great question. So when Jason actually, I didn't know his Genesis story. So he spoke of that yesterday, and he just
Good morning and welcome back. Of course, UMH-68 isn't made possible unless we have some amazing sponsors and partners. We want to draw some attention to BioSteel, which has been a national platinum sponsor of the event for a number of years here. This game is powered by BioSteel, the hydration choice trusted by pros and parents alike. And now it's even easier to grab. The new BioSteel variety pack is available at Costco Canada. You get 24 bottles, 3 flavors, rainbow twist, blue raspberry, and black cherry, all with no sugar, no caffeine, and no junk. Just clean, effective hydration that works as hard as you do. BioSteel, our platinum sponsor. We're also pleased to be joined by Iron Ghost, another platinum sponsor at the national level. Iron Ghost Construction, recognized as a top contractor in multiple industries such as oil and gas, forestry and agriculture, from building turnkey production facilities that produce canola oil, biodiesel, condensate, and oil to keep up with the industry changes in forestry where new technologies and equipment are replacing that of the past. Iron Ghost specializes in the main structures with a large employment of iron workers, crane operators, and millwrights. Iron Ghost has successfully completed projects in BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. And we're also pleased to recognize elite sponsor, Elite Prospects, the gold sponsor at the national level. For youth hockey, Elite Prospects is your very own online showcase to highlight your achievements and help secure future playing opportunities. Coaches, scouts, and schools at every level of the game consider Elite Prospects their one-stop shop to discover future stars. And Up My Hockey, the gold sponsor of the event, Up My Hockey is proud to support UMH-68 players with scholarships because mindset matters. Change your thinking, change your game, train with a program designed by a coach who's played